Master. Clever so make you again Sktv benyo. Say my journey, tina get as say my jamo. And yes I know money, emu aye yo. And you love emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money. And I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing. And I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. What about people who waiting to sell? The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chige, from Vancouver, Bombay, Kidman, Montserrat to San to Backwater, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
We were National Fire Service here to see trucks land. See about 3 fire trucks belonging to the Liberia National Fire Service here, and we just arrived here and we are about to ask to know exactly what's happening or what could be the cause of the fire. But as you can see here, the fire service officers are all in action here, and we try to make our way in here to see the condition or the level of the fire that was earlier here. So still with us as we still with us. So here, so this is the you see so we still try our best to get in here and see exactly the level of the aftermath, but still see like smoke way behind that. But let's see how best to turn around here and see. Spoon TV is still with us. Let's try to go around this house and see exactly the condition of this building that has got touched by fire here up Benson Street in Monrovia. It's just opposite the American Embassy right there. So in more for number, as you can see, this house, the zinc has been already eaten up, brains, and fire service workers are also in. But we might want to talk to some of the residents or community dwellers here. Chief, yes, yeah, right there. Yes, can we talk to you, Chief? Welcome to Spoon. Can we just talk to you exactly about this? What do you know about the incident when it occurred, and at what point you saw this happening? Yes. Yeah. So just want to get to you. Yeah. Yes. No. What is this? We're not going to this. Yes. Just okay. All right. So let's talk to this fellow. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm actually seeing you. It seems like you are one of the fighters who managed Special Forces. All right. Okay. But tell us, exactly the condition. I know you love to introduce yourself though. Yes. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Nehemiah Tuer. I live in the area. I'm the youth chairman. Just after long, about 2 o'clock, last evening, we were playing Lulu. Just we have a smoke. Love. What happened? What happened? Everyone on make our way to not help the people, all the things that outside. You know what I'm saying? People are torturing to help. Tell what everything is on course, everything okay.
So you said the fire started around 2 o'clock. When it started, did you guys receive fire service support?
Yeah, we see fire service support. Finally, kind of came. You can see the truck.
But what kind of the house is? I mean, how many bedrooms, concrete house are we talking about there? You have to describe, because you are one of those fighters who help to, slow down this incident. Tell us the damage it has caused so far. You have to describe the situation.
Damage a lot of specials associated like the food, other materials.
You want to look at us, please?
You can see the force, going wild, the fan, other things. The classic on the road there, damages.
Wow. So tell us, this is it. What kind of house is it? A rental house or something else? People renting, or do you know the owner of the house?
I'm not the owner by name, but I know about faith.
Okay.
We'll get it there.
Okay. All right. Thank you. What's your name again?
Nehemiah.
All right. Thank you, Nehemiah. So Nehemiah is the youth chairman here. But we try to make our way in there. Where to see the condition inside of this house we talking about here. But we try to go there around and see exactly. But community dwellers still continue to get water to totally quench this fire that you are seeing here. All right. So please stay with us, Spoon TV. We try to move around. Let's get in front of this. You want to talk about this? No, I want to talk about yourself. Yes. Okay. So like we said, we actually met fire service here. Do you want to tell us about the incident? Okay. Okay. So let's try to get in there and see. But you can see already the fire service workers are all here. Once we are given the permission to enter this way, we will do that. Who are we allowed to get a permission? So, put in there. Are you turning on, bro? Yeah. So, folks, we try to enter here to see what you see here. Just trying to take that.
Well, indeed, folks. So, what I want to say, the pleasant good evening. Yes, indeed, we had to bring up some of the highlights from the nation capital as to what happened. That's the fire incident that happened not too long. I think about 30 or 45 minutes ago. Yeah, but yeah, Mr. Connor will be here with us very soon. The rest of the team. Sorry, I was doing some technical work. Sometimes the uh, technologies and it's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy to control them, especially when you have another side. You go, yeah, Mr. Connor, I was saying you behind the scene, but I can't easily join because they if the other side giving me headache when I turn to the other side, the camera don't want to cooperate and so forth. So I have to bear it. Then the Facebook again will be asking me for all of the, I put a lot of security restrictions so forth before
Did you send a
someone
link?
had.
Did you send a link to the other guys?
Yeah, I'm doing that. That one of the major problem is the WhatsApp people because I have some issue now with the messenger. So just send the link for me on WhatsApp to Muna. I think so far on Muna, but the rest of the people who use Messenger, I already send the link to all of them. But also send a link to the ambassador. Maybe he may likely like to join us also.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
definitely.
send a link to him. And folks, please, let's share the show. Those of you who just joining, indeed, let's share the show so that at least we can get okay. All right, we already almost 400. So indeed, let's hit 500 to 600. At least then, because today is a busy Thursday. Steve will soon be here with us. Mr. Cannon sharing the links around. He already here with us. So yeah, if you're there, we are here and we're going to be with you up to 2 hours time. That is 8 o'clock here our time, and maybe some of you on our side will be your own time. I don't know, it'll be in the morning, in the afternoon, or better still, maybe in the evening. But again, we are good to go from my end here. Yes, indeed, we are good to go. They put a lot of songs. We are good to go. Yeah, so we are good to go. They think we are. What think we did
Yeah.
again?
So Melbourne, while you do that, I want to encourage everybody to share the show. And while we do that, we also we try to recognize some of our people here. They are the one that making SKTV for what it is. Yeah. So one of the followers, John Hina, said, "Nice to see you, SK. A long time. How is CMC? Oh wow." John Hina, thank you so much for that question. I really appreciate that. Yes, I'm doing great. CMC is doing great. CMC is moving forward. So CMC remains the fastest growing political institution in the history of our country. So we are very proud to tell you that CMC is doing wonderful. And in the coming days, months, and years to come, you will hear more. And I can assure you a lot of positive news from the CMC. So yeah, CMC is doing great. Hopefully, you're making your way to the CMC. If not, if you have any concern or questions, feel free to reach out. We'll be more than happy to help you answer your questions. Yes, indeed. While we wait others to come in, I want to recognize a few of you that have said something at least. Aliu Masale, welcome to SKTV. Robert Fasula Chakle, welcome to SKTV. Yumotro Asedu Mensa, welcome to SKTV. And James David, welcome, my brother. Jim Davis is a nice guy. Welcome to SKTV. And we have Sandy Anderson, welcome to SKTV. Linda Nyompang, welcome to SKTV. Again, our friend and brother. John Hina, welcome to SKTV. Mata Gay, welcome to SKTV. Elizabeth Bowen been following SKTV for ages, man. I really, really appreciate you for being one of the major followers of SKTV. Please say something to us, so we can recognize your presence. Yes, John Hina, welcome to SKTV. James M. Welcome to SKTV, our own brother, big brother Dada Logan, from all the way in England, welcome, my brother. Thank you for always being part of the Sktv family. And Sebastian Williams, welcome to Sktv. And really sharply, long live Sktv. That doesn't like my business. No, we love you, brother. We may have some disagreement on issues or policies or politics, but to be honest with you, we love you for the fact that you make your way here every day, every time we are on. If that is not love, then I don't know what that is. So we definitely love you back, and we appreciate everything you guys do. Sometimes we don't really recognize those that support us financially or that used to support us financially. We also recognize those who are here every day and helping us share the show. Without you, will not be here. Cindy Anderson, welcome to Sktv. Nathan M. Blair, welcome to Sktv. Joseph S. Colley, welcome to Sktv. Just talk to us. Tell us exactly, where you're following us from and who you are. Then we'll definitely recognize you. The entire world, the entire universe is listening. Some people following us on Facebook. Some are following us on the YouTube. And we have a large number of people, in hundreds of thousands of people following us on the radio station. Speaking of Truth FM and other stations that we affiliate with. So I want to say thank you to all of you for following Sktv. So, Monk, how you doing, my brother? Monk, you are available. My man, for a minute, I saw you. You were coming, live with your face, but then I eventually I saw you again going behind the camera. What's going on with that? Well, anyway, Monk, how are you doing? If Monk is listening, if not, then we'll get back to Monk later on. So, Melbourne, yesterday we had this person, Mariam Kuruma, watching us from Phoenix, Arizona. That's my own. I think that's my own niece. Yeah, well, I didn't even know you always follow Sktv. You see that? Your uncle loves you. You know that. Yeah. So, everybody, if you are watching Sktv from anywhere, just tell us exactly where you are watching so we can recognize your presence and appreciate you for always following Sktv. So, Mabel, it looks like Mon is not available.
Yeah, so I think you got
keep up to speed as to what is going on in the nation's capital and around the country.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Connor, and let me say many thanks to all of our supporters, our followers, and our viewers. They're always burning our batteries and their data that you just stated. So again, today is the 15th of May. Mind you, and we are back after the holiday. Yesterday was the Unification Day in Liberia, May 14 every year. I've been set aside to celebrate Unification Day, and yesterday a lot of things happened. Liberians celebrated Unification Day. They were seeing, some people were seeing as very beaches and so forth. But again, the issue of the current president calling on former presidents that also spark of mixed reactions, because the former president, President George Manuel stated in his Facebook page that indeed he saw a missed call from the unknown number with a text message behind the number that indeed Happy Unification Day coming from President Joseph Yamabwaka. So in good faith, according to him, he also returned same with a message, also replied that yes, indeed, which is the same, according to him. But he said that since 2024 January, he and the president, they haven't been maybe in close contact and so forth. And that statement alone spark off mixed reactions in the public as to where we as a nation when it comes to divisions, how our leaders they are heavily divided and so forth. So the people have their saying and so forth. Then we move back to the horse. Now we have a perfect peace, and at the horse, especially at the lower horse. So today the lower horse they have to do their business, and they did that with the former speaker Jeffrey Ndikofa requesting for 2 months leave. But that also, yes, indeed, that was the news that we also gathered from the lower house that Jeffrey Ndikofa requested for 2 months leave. And also At the upper house, finally, Nimba County Senator Samuel Koga today has been inducted as the senator of Nimba County. So, and yes, he was among his colleagues. Today, he was escorted by some lawmakers, especially coming from Nimba County, including Honorable Musa Hassan Belete. All of them, they were here today doing his induction ceremony at the upper house. So far so good with the economy and so far happening. Back to back, some of the things are going on in Liberia. Yes, we are good. We are good to go. So far, these are some of the news. If any other news, we're going to chip our people in with that as we go along with the broadcast.
Thank you so much, Melbourne. Mo, are you available now or not? All right. It looks like Mon is still not available. I want to say thank you to you all. I think it looks like Steve is joining us shortly.
Yes, indeed. I have to send in the link because he will kick out too.
Yeah, because something that happened to you, I think that's what happened to Steve.
Yes, exactly.
So yesterday, even what's his name? Cyprian's actually had sent me a message. I didn't see that till after chatting with you and after we went through the technical problem and we fixed it. Cyprian was able to log in.
Yeah,
So
when you were asking for the link, but that time myself, I don't even have access to.
Yeah. So actually, they were trying to actually log in similarly to like us. So
Okay.
I thought Steve had the opportunity to join by himself. That's why I didn't want to bring him up. But it looks like we had to send in the link. That
Actually, I'm also getting message also from the ambassador. But I'm trying my.
Did you send the link?
Yes, they send in the link because asking me also for the link.
Come on. Because today's show is going to, because we talked about this yesterday. We said, Mom, man, we've been calling your name, but you never been available. Also, what's up?
Oh, yeah, I've been back and forth. I was setting up, but then some call came, so I had to respond to that call. Well, I'm here.
Yeah, so welcome. How are you doing? And what really caught your attention today before we go to Steve?
Well, not that much that caught my attention. I just want to make an announcement here that going into the summer, you know, I noticed that when it comes to the contribution to Sktv, we've been slacking a little bit over the past weeks. Weeks, maybe if not months.
Yep.
And we are approaching the summer. I got something cooking behind the scene for Sktv. We're going to take a whole different approach. We're doing some pre-market analysis here, wherein people, the viewers, and the stakeholders of Sktv, we will have a pool here of funds that we will be rotating. And I can guarantee you that we will be giving you way more than your 401k return on a monthly basis. But then it will be very, very exclusive to people that are stakeholders. It will not be open to the public. So at the end of the day, when that process kicks up, it will be people who are committed to making their monthly contribution toward Sktv. Maybe moving into the future, we will incorporate other people, but I'm just giving a heads up that Sktv is about to take it to a whole different level. We're not only here to be talking. We got one or two things going on, and I can guarantee you that when things start looking better, people be like, "Oh, we were the funny member of Sktv, Monk, Steve, they ain't fair." I'm just giving you heads up now. And I'm not saying this to put people under any pressure. It's something that is voluntary, but I'm just saying that when you believe in Sktv, you believe in what we do here, you believe in the ideology of making the country better, then you might as well make your regular, at least on a weekday, on Fridays, just your $20 is not bad. $20 now, I say, can't even buy 2 cups of Starbucks coffee. So I guess most of our people here can afford that. So I'm just telling people, be reminded, before summertime will be kicking into gear. I'm teasing you right now and giving you some heads up so that when we start rolling here, you won't be left behind. That's it.
Thank you, Monk. We appreciate that. And speaking to you yesterday, I was very impressed. And then, I didn't see this coming, but hopefully, and we'll get there. And the Liberian people will be amused. So, Steve, it's been a minute. What's up?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I want to start off by saying I haven't been too well. I don't know what's going on, the cold or
I can tell from your face alone.
Yeah, the allergy been getting me hard time. So, but it is well. I just want to say, welcome to everyone. Good to be on. It's been a good thing,
You know, I try to follow the show and some of the things that's going on or whatever it is. But like I said, my allergy been really getting me hot these few days. So it's been a little tough for me. It started since Saturday. After the show Saturday, yeah, I started feeling weird. But I feel much better today. I'm grateful for life. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. I know Mr. Kane was asking about something concerning the what caught our attention. Mr. Kane, was that your question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. As always, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. I just want to put on the record that this past Mother's Day, it was a little tough for me, but I'm grateful for life. It was. But I also want to say that to all the women, you saw how the men celebrated you guys. And this is not a joking thing. Please, when Father Day come, leave all your deadbeat, dead father, the other father, useless Liberian men, useless father, just celebrate us. Yeah. We just want to be clear on it. Because this is the thing that you do. Then when people want to talk about you, then they say, oh, yeah, why you got to, only women you got to talk about. Father, they come in, we're sending you, this is a caveat. We don't want to hear no dry door story, whether the person was dead be or they're not dead be. At the end of the day, like your child pa or like your children pa, you got to accept it for what it is. It may you well when you come back in your next life, don't be with that person, don't have child by that person again. You already know what time it is. When we catch you on the internet, writing any funny statement that day, it will not be easy. Yeah. So
when's the Father Day? I don't even know.
That next month, we're watching there. We're watching there. Next month, we're looking at your any attempt on your two. They here we celebrated all the women. We call look, Mr. Cannon. I saw all the Liberian men on Facebook everywhere telling them Happy Mother's Day and appreciating them. They not call them cheater. They not call them liar. They not call them bouncing around. Nothing. So we appreciate your ticket. The same way I'm going back to all your yeah, any attempt. But what caught my attention? You know, we said this thing here. I want to go back to it. Some people never listen to us. I think Mr. Cannon was on the show that day. But I think when I called him, no, that day we were driving he and I kind of briefed him on the show. He said, how was the show? Because normally when he misses the show, he can call me. Or when we meet, he can, ask for brief, check out feedback. How was the show? And what was the topic or whatever it is. He said, you can tell me, no, I couldn't make it, already know what time it is. And I said to him, the show was interesting. Mm-hmm. Because the thing that people can't say, other people are afraid to say, we the one can say it. He said, you know me, I don't want to engage into any religious conversation. I've told you that from day one. And you know me, I don't care about Muslim, Christian, I care about human being. I said, that's true. I said, but me, I can say it. The truth without making Sktv people, it's a love and hate relationship. When I'm on the show, they are for me all day, the vet are not on the show. When I come on the show, then someone getting the attitude, but they love for me to be there. So that one with there. So I told him, I said, Mr. Kane, I said, Chairman, Musa Hassan Belete will not win the election. Not because he's not supposed to win. That's I told Sekou. And the thing I tell on the show that day, I come and say what I said. I said because he will not win only because of one reason, because he's Muslim. That's it. No other reason behind it. And I'm saying it on the show here again. Call me anything you want, call me. Say anything you want to say. That is the only reason. And I told Sekou, I said the mistake Fonatikofa will make is for Fonatikofa to resign. It is a trap Joseph Boaka set for the other group of guys. It doesn't make any sense. But we are where we are today. They have elected Kun. Like Monk said the other day, there's a possibility that the horse could get into another yo-yo. Oh, there is a possibility. And like you all remember today, there is a possibility. And I listened to Joseph Boaka yesterday talking about he calling for reconciliation. Well, let me say it on reconciliation day. Let me say this. I know reconciliation. Whatever. What kind of day was yesterday? What they had going on yesterday?
Unification.
Unification day.
Yesterday was useless day in Liberia. It's a useless day. It's a waste of time. Joseph Boaka is not serious about doing what is right. Listen, Don't listen to anything Joseph Boakai tells you. He is not a serious-minded leader. He's not ready to do what is right, and he will not do what is right. I don't care what you do. Joseph Boakai, look, it is alleged, and not by one person, that before the speakership election, Joseph Boakai had vowed that there will be no Muslim person ever speaker in our country under his term. Oh, Joseph Boakai said it. We get it. And we play out the video yet. And I'm saying it because not because I want to talk religious thing or whatever it is. I'm saying it because that's the kind of hypocritical country and group of people we got going on. So y'all had your useless day yesterday. You get serious. You get to serious business. And we are here. I'm back. And if you're thinking somehow going anywhere wasting your time, we're not going anywhere. We'll be right here.
Wow. Thank you so much, Steve. And yeah, so Mabel, you already highlighted us. So I was able to send a link to Muna and Sekou Koroma, but also Cyprian. I'm not sure if I have a Sheik's number. Okay, Muna said the weather is really bad on their side, so they are now, they will not be able to join. Maybe she will join, but whatever the case is, the weather is not too good on that side. But again, yesterday, Steve, you were not here. We actually briefly talked about some of the things that you just mentioned. And based on the reactions from the Liberian people, we decided for the whole idea of tribalism to be the topic of today. And the reason is not to spark tension, it's not to create problem in the country. It's in fact intended to shine light on some of the problems that continue to stall the progress of our country. Some of the hidden truth, some of the facts that people know they exist, but they don't like to talk about it. And those have been some of the issues that continue to retard the progress of our country. So it is incumbent upon us as Liberians, as patriotic Liberians, to highlight on issues, to talk about things, and to open the lines for the Liberian people to speak their mind on issues that are contributing to the, to where we are as a country. After 177 years, 78 years now going to, we are stay behind. We're not moving forward. We are not making progress as a nation. And these are facts. So to get this conversation started, I just want to say something real quick. Steve told me, and I told him I don't think so, and I told him that shouldn't be actually basis of voting for somebody. Tribe and religion, especially religion, should not be reason to determine as to who is capable of doing the job or what they bring to the table. But yeah, he told me, Sekou, they were not. He said it's only because Musa ability is a Muslim. He told me, look at the contrast. A guy who been breaking the laws, the guy who been engaged in corruption, the guy whose budget was inflicted 3 million extra for the past 6 months, the guy who was engaged in daylight corruption and bribery is even contesting against somebody who fought for the rule of law. And you have Liberians on the Facebook rooting for the guy who is lawbreaker, the guy who is contributing to abuse of constitution. He said, well, watch and see. And then a few hours later, Prophet Key, who is a messenger of Jeremiah Kun and Joseph Nyima Boakai, said that no, Labro is not ready for Matingo man to be speaker. because it will make Liberia a Muslim country. And we know very well, Joseph Nima Boakai and Jeremiah Kung and the entire government, they approve everything Prophet Key says, because we have not seen any official condemnation from them against some of those rubbish that you continue to spew. And truly speaking, it is unfortunate what many Liberians fail to realize. Some of them equate Madingo tribe to be the Muslim tribe. That is a misconception. They misunderstood as to what it means to isolate or to antagonize or openly attack the entire community or religion. First, let me go to the tribe. There are a lot of tribes that are interrelated, that have some backgrounds of being the same tribes. If you go to the Bapolu region, there are a lot of people who consider themselves today Pele. Most of them are Madingo, they have Madingo background. Same thing, Mende people, same thing, Vai people, other tribes. Beyond that, if you go to the Muslim Islam, a huge percentage of people of Lower Lofa County, Bapolu, used to be Lower Lofa, they are Muslims. They may not be identified as Madingo, they are Muslims. Bomi, a huge portion of Liberians in Bomi County are Muslims. Cape Man, you could say maybe 90% are Muslims. So for somebody to openly attack a religion or making it to look like certain group of people from certain faith don't have a take in the leadership position in Liberia, especially when it comes to the presidency or any major position and relevant institutions, is a wrong message. I can tell you, Joseph Boakai wouldn't have won the election without the vote from Bapolu, from Kipma, from Bomi. Joseph Boakai wouldn't have won the election from other people who are also Muslims. They may not be Madingo. There are a lot of Bandi who are Muslims in Lofa County. There are a lot of other tribes who are Muslim. So thinking that attacking Islam or attacking Muslim people, you're only attacking the Madingo people, you are mistaken. You are clearly sending a message. And I don't think the country should be having these kinds of conversation. Liberia should not be about tribes, should not be about religion, should be about substance, should be about tangibles, should be about competency in what you bring to the table. But if you're going to tread on those lines, that if you're Muslim, you don't have a take. If you're from any other religion, you are okay. Then you are sending the wrong message. I can guarantee you, there are a lot of people who profess to be from particular religion, but they are not practicing Christians. There are other people too who may say they are Muslim, but they are not practicing Muslim. But if you count practicing Muslims and practicing Christians, people who actually follow the Christian religion and respect the rule and laws of the religion, there will not be more than people that actually practice Islam. I can tell you that. Islam is not Madingo. Islam goes beyond tribe. So we should not be attacking tribe. We should not be attacking religion. Let's base our arguments, our politics on issues, on development, on tangibles, on what we bring to the table individually or collectively. So that's the conversation for today. I want to welcome Ambassador Caprice. Welcome, my brother. How you doing? And what's going on? Are you ready for today's conversation?
Thank you.
You are a pastor, and we agreed yesterday that we're going to have this conversation. Should we vote in Liberia based on tribe or based on religion, or should we vote on issue when it comes to the forward march of our country?
Thank you, SK. I think this is one of the issues that we have been trying to clear, especially, you know, if anyone tells you that leadership is about religion, or maybe God endorsed a particular religion to be in leadership, that Christian will be lying to you. If any Muslims also tell you that God has endorsed Muslims to be leaders, that Muslim is also lying. So there is nowhere in the Bible that I preach, I'm a pastor at the church, there is nowhere where God talks about a religion, a particular religion taking over leadership. Leadership comes from God, okay, but the will of the people prevails. And that's, if you look at the case of Saul, they said they wanted Saul. And then God said, no problem, let's take Saul. And they saw what happened to Saul. What Saul did, he disobeyed, and at the end of the day, God punished him. The spirit left him. So leadership, it is not, this earthly leadership has nothing to do with God, especially when it comes to who leads you or what. Leadership is about service. And I was reading a question, and I understand that leadership comes with passion for humanity. It has to do with service to humanity. And so when I ask myself the question, I say, who are some of the leaders that render services to humanity? Who are some of the leaders that go out there that want to help humanity? I try to ask myself those questions. And some of those leaders are not just, they're not Christians. Some of those leaders are Muslims. So the issue of leadership has nothing to do with religion. Nothing. And this is why I have said over and over to many pastors, I have a lot of pastors and prophet friends, and one of them who have argued with me on this have just declared his support for the CMC. He's from Niba County, one of the most talked about prophets. Currently, he's fighting his way through on how to lead the PL. And I smile when he called me and said, man of God, I have just understood that the issue of leadership has nothing to do with religion. I have read the Bible. I can see a scripture that tells me that a president should be a Christian. For a matter of fact, the current president is a deacon. And you know what I'm saying? The former president is a bishop. You know, Mr. Weir, Ambassador Weir, he's a bishop of the church. He's a founder, he's a pastor. And, you know, as I heard Toba and other people were pastors. You know, so anybody can become a leader. But what matters is service to humanity and the ability to serve the people, serve humanity, and to do well for the people. And that's the meaning of politics. I was reading about politics and I found the word politics. And I understand that the word politics has just means the politicians have crafted that word to be so ugly, to make people afraid. To even tell you that, my man, you are a pastor, don't contest. My man, you are. So they try to narrow it down. But politics means service. That is the definition of politics, service to humanity. So when I read and I defined that politics and I saw the root of politics, then I got to understand that. But then politics is about everybody, even in the church. Politics is necessary because we have leadership in the church. In the mosque, we still have leadership. So politics is something that is good, very good, but the devil has made it to be so ugly to the people, to the extent where good people will be sitting down and the wicked people will rise up to lead them. The breaches, for example, the breaches that are built by Muslim leaders, like my own political leader, Honorable Musa Accountability, the breaches are used by everyone. We got pastors flying on the breaches, they drive on the breaches. So the hospitals that he built, the pastors go there for treatment. So if we have to say we want to talk about religion, then let's take out what Muslims have and what Christians have. If you do that, you understand that the Muslims will even have more than the Christians. Because in terms of religion, and I preach this thing to my members, when it comes to being faithful to your religion, Muslims are more faithful to their religion than the Christians. So I don't want to go down to that level. I'm a Christian, I'm a pastor, but I'm very bold to tell Christians that they are the way we take Christianity, we use it to mock God. We pretend. This is why the Bible says judgment will start from the church. It didn't say judgment will start from the mosque. And I keep wondering, I'm still asking myself, why did God say judgment will start from the church? So that means religion is not an issue. Those who mock God and think that God is somebody who you can just play on, you bring your politics and want to draw God inside and think that only you're supposed to own a country. For me, I say no to that. We must allow everyone to lead. Once you have the leadership ability and the people want you to serve, and you are a good leader who loves humanity and want to serve the people, you can serve. And that's one of the reasons I stand with Honorable Musa Asambelete. And I will say anywhere, even on BBC, that because of his heart for humanity and his service to his people, this is one of the things that really drew my attention to him. Even if he doesn't, I don't need any other thing for him. What I need from him is that goodwill to humanity. That's all. And this is the reason I'm supporting him.
Thank you so very much. Let's go to Monk. Monk. So that's the topic for today. I mean, what say you? I mean, as a way of introduction to the topic, because we're going to get a lot of people involved from all walks of life. So, but before we do, let's talk about, let's hear from the people on the panel. So, Monk, what say you about it?
Well, I think you guys said everything because we started this conversation yesterday. I said on the show that we need to get comfortable discussing things that are uncomfortable. Because no matter how long you are avoiding, you must address certain ills in society. And this thing happened to be a major issue. Maybe we reflecting and putting the spotlight on a particular tribe or religion, but it's a national issue. People, and one thing I noticed in our politics, people will vote more on tribal land than religious land because you just give the scenario like people I grew up in a predominant VAR community in Kowe. I spent some time with them. They are mostly Muslim, maybe 90% of them. They are not Mandingos. Even in Lofa County and the entire Western cluster, you have a huge population of Muslim. But the whole idea that this thing is about religion, the situation that happened in the House according to the speakership, I don't think it was based on religious land. And in the case of chairmanability, I mean, he served as chairman for one of the major political parties in Liberia, the Liberty Party, before coming to the CPP. And looking at the people that voted, I mean, the margin of victory was 17. And most of the lawmakers that voted for chairmanability, they were not Muslims. Most of them are Christian. I would say the vast majority of them. So I think it was just the political dynamic. I don't think it had anything to do with religion. But the thing here is when you keep stigmatizing one group of people, then it becomes a problem. I mean, and you said it right. Are we talking about nationalism or tribalism? And that's the problem with Liberia because every presidential election, the result can reflect that. And it's not only limited to Mandingos. No. From Nima County, why you think over the past 4 to 5 elections now, Nima County have been a major player? Why Jeremiah Kun is on the team, a certain vice president today? You think it's because of the merit? You think it's because of competence? No, he's from Nima County. And guess what? They vote on tribal lines. Look at the Southeast. Grange voted 96%, the highest in the entire nation. The entire Southeast went almost 88% for CDC. The thing here is, even though, like I said, we can highlight a particular tribe or west of that religion, but it's a national issue. And I just think it's about time to, I don't know whether it will happen in my lifetime, whether we are transcending that. Maybe it might take a little while, but I think gradually we will get there, that people will come to the reality that, you know what, I said something yesterday in the show, I said, the Mandingo people are part of the 16 tribes of Liberia. Whether you like it or not, they are not going anywhere anytime soon. They are fully integrated into that society. So whether you like them, whether you go and cast your ballot based on tribal land, on tribal lands, tribal sentiment or religious sentiment, it won't change the fact that Mandingo are part of the 16 tribes of Liberia. So it had nothing to do with election outcome. How you make choices, the fact of the matter is, as a nation, are we making progress? Because the reason we brought the topic yesterday was about the significance of the day. Unification and integration. How you understand the two work? The whole idea was about unity, peace, and making progress. In the case of our country, we are not making progress. Maybe I would say I can try for a little bit of peace. But in case of unity, we are not united. We are not making progress as a society. We are not breaking down that barrier between social and political equilibrium, because our thought came up with that idea that we got to take people from the lower end and bring them maybe into the middle class. We got to grow the economy. And that was also part of the unification strategy. But it's been 78 years, Mr. Connie. I'm not talking about when they began law, because our Congress voted only 1960. But it was, I think, 1947 when Totman came up with that. 87 years in the making. Can we make the case that Liberia is even, that we are united, that we are unified as one people? I don't think we can make that argument. We are far from that. And it keeps getting worse by the decades. I'm not saying that it won't get better, but from what I'm looking at right now, it's worse than even the division bearer thought of at this stage in our nation's history. So it just keeps getting worse. That's all I can say for now.
Yep. Thank you so much, Monk. Before I go to Steve, let me just correct some people who are saying, oh, the attack was not on Muslim people, it was on Madingo. Do you know that many of the lower thinking Liberians believe that when you're Madingo, automatically you're Muslim? Some of them equate the trap Madingo to Muslim, to Islam, if you don't know that.
And,
a lot of people, they don't even know the difference between being a Muslim and a Madingo. Back in the day, normal day, some Arab people came, they were doing madrasa, they were doing assessment to build some schools in Liberia. They went to Nima County. You know how they used to call them? Memplu. Why Madingo people? Because they saw them praying. Call them Memplu. So that is to tell you the mindset is what we are talking about here. In fact, just recently, when Musa Belete spoke in Manchester, UK, one lunatic from Spoon Network went and said that Musa Belete said you want to make Liberia a Muslim nation. The outrage, the attack, the disrespect that followed that, we saw it. Guess what? Every day, we heard people saying Liberia was funded on Christian principle. Since Liberia was funded, we have had Christian presidents, one after another, up to this date. I've never seen any outrage from Muslim people. Are you telling me when you're a Val and you're a Muslim, you don't have a place in Liberia presidency? When you're Mende, when you're Pele, when you are Grebo, when you're Bandi, when you're other tribe, do you know the president today, the leader of the Islamic, the chief imam today of Liberia is a crown man. So you're telling him because he's a Muslim now he doesn't have a place? When Prophet Key spoke about that nonsense he said, and these are things that he talked about in the back, he was very clear. He said Musa Belete cannot be speaker because he's Madingo, because he become speaker, you're going to turn the whole country into Islamic country. That's what he said. So if you hypocrites that come here trying to twist and turn the rationale behind it, that's what I'm just trying to tell you exactly what he said. And it's not about Madingo tribe. The rationale behind it is about tribe, it's about religion. That's the discussion in the back, and we have to talk about it. It's wrong today, it's wrong tomorrow. We should elect people based on merit, based on tangibles, based on capability, based on what they bring to the table, not on their religion or tribe. Steve, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. I know Milburn setting up for us to go to the line, to the news bulletin, whatever now. Some of us have these conversations and we take this thing that we take not because we want to be seen as troublemakers or as problematic people, but some of us are clear about things. And until the hypocrisy can stop in the country, we're going nowhere. We are going nowhere anyways. We're not anywhere as a country. And for me, I really could care less about people's religion, your belief system, what you choose to do, or whatever it is. What I care about is humanity. I say this to say that there's seen people who are criticizing Muslim people. And they were happy to see that a renewed deal with Kuwait.
It's a Christian.
Kuwait are Christian country and are Muslim people money. I mean, I don't call it hypocrisy for me. I think it's deliberate. I think it's troubling. The same thing, they went after Tobo and other people because they claimed that they were Congo. When you want to bring the hardcore conversation or they say, oh, they don't want to talk about it, there's no Congo. It still exists. It still exists. The country boys want to talk over the king together. They start fighting themselves to make it more trouble. Now they've graduated from tribalism to some extent on a national scene. They brought it now to religious. But me, I can say this to anybody. To be very honest with you, Mr. Kane, I don't blame the Christians. No, I don't. I don't blame the Christians. Me, I blame the Muslim people. for allowing this nonsense to keep on. They have the ability to change the trajectory. Let me tell you something. You don't have to go fight. You don't have to make noise or whatever it is. There are actions you can take. There are deliberate actions you can take. Just as Human Bwaka, it is alleged, and we have the facts to it. Allegedly, just as Human Bwaka promised that if Akko supporting with Grand Muslim holiday, ain't giving any run around, pushing them around, lying to them. So I've said it, I'll say it again. I've openly recommended. And if the Muslim community wants more strategy, they can contact me. I will definitely get a strategy. I'm not okay, nobody. It's not about war, it's not about fighting. Go slow on the entire government in all countries. The only trap I will challenge any Liberian person, the only trap that is in almost all the counties in Liberia are Muslim. Let me say Muslim, the Mandingos. They are all over in all the counties. Anywhere you go, they're there. In fact, what you don't know, the local economy, the bedrock of the local economy is truly based on the services that are provided. You think if they were to go slow today and say, no, we're not running no car in the country. They're closing all of the stores, including the fullers, because the fullers are also Muslims. So let's get this clear. If they can collaborate and say we are closing all our stores, we're not getting involved with no business, nothing, we're stopping everything now for 3 to 7 working days, the government will come begging you. But you know that you see that the problem here again. Because the thing what you can do to impact change, you get it, but you dare letting people to push you around. Try it and see. Look, try it and see. These guys will behave. So you know the conversation we're having, it's not for me, it's not about an individual, it's not about Musa ability. It's not about what a guy named Amara Kone. It's not about any Muslim person that is in the political space. It's about the better good of our country. It is. I have lived in countries that are predominantly Muslim countries where I see the freedom for Christians to exist and to do their thing. Look, it's there. They can participate freely. They can do nothing is gerrymandered or nothing is played, not gonna tie a deal against them because of the religious preference. I've seen it. I saw Ivory Coast today, whether you like Ouattara or not. I saw Ivory Coast graduate from that mindset. They went to the ballot box and said, no. If this man served as prime minister to Felix Houphouët-Boigny for all these years, and he got all the developmental mindset that he took from Felix Houphouët-Boigny, we were given the opportunity to run. Guess what? Fast forward. Alassane Ouattara came back after a couple of years of them trying to stop him from even getting on the ballot box. After they voted for him to run, he ran. He won. Oh, yeah, he won. Go check Africa today. Go check the GDP. Look, I won't challenge all the Liberian people. Go check Africa GDP under Alassane Ouattara. Go check it. Go see the modern roads that they are playing. Go see the things that people are doing. You think development is about religion? You think people who want to serve, who want to do good is about religion? Again, my conversation is not restricted. It's not about one person. My conversation is we must give opportunity to everybody, regardless of your tribe or your religion. We must do that so that we can get the best from amongst us.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve. So we'll go to the news bulletin briefly. Unless you guys want us to continue the show, I think we should listen to the news bulletin for 15 minutes. We can use that time to drink water and get coffee and do other stuff. We can come back on the show to continue with the show. Once we get a signal, let me see here. Okay. Once we get a signal for the news guy to start, and we'll definitely. So those who are trying to misinterpret the truth, Joseph Mbaka himself is on tape, video, not audio, video, saying to people in some part of Lofa County that I'm happy that these people did not allow Islam
on the background.
For Islam to spread into this area. Joseph Mbaka said that he is a fanatic. Beyond that, on the tribal land, Joseph Mbaka said, in reference to commies, that you can't come from America there. You can speak the people dialect, and you want to be their president. Since when a dialect become a condition to become a good leader? So this is on record. So this is not about Prophet Key. Prophet Key is not entity. It's not important. But people who are supporting Prophet Key, who are sending Prophet Key to make these comments, are the people we are targeting. Jeremiah Kun is doing this because Jeremiah Kun is a Madingo man, but because he has given state power, he want to hide his identity. So by using these nonsensical people to attack the people, so they can look like he has nothing to do with the Madingo people. So we have two fights here. People are being fighting other people because they are Muslim. If you are denying this, we have had a lot of people who are Muslim that ran for presidency. Tell me how many Muslim presidents you have in the future. I mean, in the past. Because the conversation in the back, they tell you
about president first. When you carry the president, we'll get high.
Become president because it will make the country a Muslim nation. So don't come here and sugarcoat and lie and make it look like it's about one tribe. Basically, among all the tribes too, I'm not saying other people are not Muslims, but people who 90 or 99% of them are Muslims, are Muslim. Are Madingo people in Liberia. There are other tribes, Vai, Gola, and Mende, Pele, some who are Muslim as well. But if you look at the number in terms of the ratio of how many of them are Muslims, you will realize that the ratio for Madingo people, maybe 99% of them are Muslim, not all of them are Muslim. So many, in the minds of many Liberians, once you say Madingo, it's tantamount to Muslim. When you say Madingo, it means Muslim in the minds of many of them. So that's why when a Madingo person is mentioned, automatically they feel you are a Muslim. So again, I think the news bulletin is on. We can listen to it, and so we can after the news bulletin we can come back. Thank you.
To build its own road before exporting iron ores from its operational site to the freeport of Monrovia. The Liberian Senate has officially inducted Samuel Coker as the new senator representing Nima County following his victory in the Nima senatorial by-election. The induction ceremony was held on Thursday in the Senate chamber, where Coker was formally introduced a seat as a member of the Liberian Senate. Coker secured the seat with 62,136 votes, representing 52.8% of the total votes cast, with his closest rival, independent candidate Elif Gongwei, amounting to 40,506 votes, accounting for 33.95%. Samuel Coker, in his statement, thanked the people of Nima County for their trust and confidence reposed in him to represent their interests. The House of Representatives has acknowledged a formal communication from Grand Creek County Representative J. Funadi Kofa informing the body of his absence from or due to medical leave and constituency visit. In a letter addressed to Chief Clerk Major Sion, former Speaker Funadi Kofa stated that he could be away for approximately 2 months, citing health-related issues and the need to engage his constituents in Grand Creek County. Orange Liberia has officially launched its highly anticipated Orange Icon 16 office in Monrovia, marking a significant milestone in the company's commitment to enhancing telecommunication services in the region. The dedication ceremony, attended by government officials, community leaders, and representatives from the tech industry, celebrated the project's potential in transforming connectivity in Liberia. Orange Icon 16 project is designed to improve connectivity and provide advanced service to its users, underscoring Orange Liberia dedication to technological innovation and its role in fostering economic growth in Liberia. The infrastructure is expected to deliver faster internet speed, increase internet network connectivity, and providing access to advanced mobile services. During the dedication, President Joseph Boakai emphasized the project's importance in empowering local communities and bridging the digital divide. He stated that with the launch of the Orange Icon 16, it is not only investing in technology but also the future of Liberia's economy. He also highlighted the improved connectivity could create opportunities for businesses and individuals. Meanwhile, the Zonal Director for Orange Middle East and Africa, Patrick Leaf, emphasized that the inauguration of Orange Icon 16 represents that's much more than merely a new headquarters in Liberia, and described the initiative as a powerful symbol of Orange's long-term commitment to the country and its people. According to Patrick, this development reflects the company's dedication to investing in Liberia's telecommunications infrastructure and hence investing in Liberia's telecommunication connectivity and fostering economic growth and improved the quality of life for citizens. The former president of the Liberia Council of Churches, Bishop Kotu Brown, wants Speaker Coon to exhibit good leadership while working in the interests of members of the House of Representatives regardless of their political affiliation. Bishop Brown, who is the general overseer of the Apostolic Pentecostal Church Incorporated, said that Speaker Coon should do all that he can to reconcile members of the majority and minority blocks. Addressing a press conference in Brazil outside Monrovia, Bishop Brown also commended members of the House of Representatives for taking a bold step in resolving their differences. The former LCC president praised the Supreme Court for taking a bold stand by interpreting the law without fear or favor and informed them that the judiciary branch will go down in history in standing for the rule of law. Montserrat County Senator Darius DeLone has pleaded with the Senate leadership to summon Labor Minister Councillor Copper over the issuance of work permit to non-Liberians. Senator Dillon said Councillor Crow needs to justify why foreigners are highly prioritized over Liberian citizens during the issuing of work permit. According to him, the Labor Minister needs to state why a Liberian driver who drives a heavy-duty machine at construction areas makes $600 while non-Liberian citizens who drive the same machine earned $3,000. The Montgomery County Senator noted that they will continue to be blamed by the public once issues unfolding in key sectors of the country cannot be addressed by the government. The chief prosecutor of Grand Cape County says the proliferation of drug is alarming in the county, revealing that women are playing a major role in transporting the substances from one community to another. Councillor Nyekpai Day said their investigation has uncovered that drug dealers are no longer using their male counterparts for the distribution of drug, but rather using women to distribute the items to various communities and towns in Grand Cape County. Councillor Day also revealed that St. J, commercial hub of Grand Cape County, is without a constructed police station for the past years. As such, the criminal rate is on the increase. According to him, due to the lack of police station in the area, the tribal chiefs are playing a multiple role where they are serving as town chiefs and tribal chiefs and at the same time serving as police officers and judicial actors by using or issuing writ as a means of keeping rule of law. And Montserrat County District 3 Representative Simon Moba has embarked on a construction of a modern bridge project valued over $10,000. The bridge that connects three communities in the district has the total population of about 10,000 residents. Representative Simon Moba at the groundbreaking ceremony purchases covered at a cost of $1,300 $300 United States to begin the bridge project. Representative Mova said he feels proud to embark on such project amidst several appeals from residents, especially during the rainy season. For their part, some community leaders expressed their gratitude for the lawmaker for coming to their aid to resolve the long-standing problems facing the community. And away from Liberia, the Bali, which runs Nigeria's university entrance exams, has admitted to a technical glitch which compromised some results of this year's test after nearly 80% of students got low grades. Students have complained about not being able to log into computers, question not showing up, and power cuts, making uh, that's making it impossible to take the exam. That's our RCR News Bulletin at 7. To end this news, a recap of our major developments. President Joseph Boakai revokes the road user permit of our Chico Mining Company. The Liberal Senate endorsed Samuel Coker as the new senator representing Nima County following his victory in the Nima County by-election. The House of Representatives acknowledges a former communication for Brancru County District 2 Representative J. Fernando Kofa, informing the Bali of his absence due to medical leave. And away from Liberia, the Bali, which runs Nigeria's university entrance exams, has admitted to a technical glitch which compromised some results of this year's test. That's RCR News Bulletin at 7. Johnson Bantoman. Good evening.
So yes, we are back. Let's see if we can get about it on here. Brazilian Monk is here. I'm here.
This is for one of you just joining. I want to say the pleasant thank you for joining this broadcast. We're going to continue with the SKTV show up to 8 o'clock on tonight. So again, we're back after the news break, Mr. Connett, Monk, and now the rest of the team.
Yeah, Mabel, thank you. I enjoyed the news bulletin. Once again, I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. We are aware that some people are very uncomfortable with these conversations, but these are must-have conversations because we want to move forward as a nation. We have to be honest to ourselves, and we've got to be willing to say the unspeakable truth so that we can be able to pass it. Other than that, we're going to keep sweeping it under the rug. At the end of the day, it will continue to impact the forward march of our country. So we are not going to shy away. We're not going to be deterred. We're not going to be afraid to speak about anything. I don't really care about how you feel about us. What we care about is getting the message across. So the core message here is that we want the Liberian people to vote on issues, vote on competency, vote on tangibles, vote on development, vote on what can make your life better. Vote for the future of your children as opposed to voting for people based on tribe and religion. It's not going to help you. We cannot continue to discriminate among ourselves as a country. So if just some of you who are coming here, that was why I call some of you hypocrites. You are coming here trying to make it look like, they attack us on Madingo, now on Muslim. Is that fair? Let's agree now. Let's take your own argument now at face value. Is it fair to attack the Madingo people? Is it attack somebody because of their tribe? Are you telling me so that's okay? Or you are afraid, even though we are collectively implying that a Muslim person can be X, Y, and Z for the fear of the country becoming a Muslim country, you are telling us directly and indirectly that Muslim people cannot be X, Y, and Z, but because Madingo being predominantly Muslim, you are using Madingo as a tool to get to other Muslims. We know it, we understand it. Some of us, I'm not comfortable talking about religion. I'm not comfortable talking about tribe. I do well when I'm talking about issues. I do very well when I'm engaging in intellectual discussions with people based on what matters to the Liberian people. But some of you are hypocrites. You want to tell me, okay, oh yeah, Sheku, the conversation was now about Muslim people and Mandingo. So you have the right to attack Mandingo people? I have one message for the people. Those of you who call yourself Mandingos, and you are working for Joseph Juma Bwaka or working with Joseph Juma Bwaka Unity Party government, you have only one job to do. Tell your people to spare the religion and the tribe. Let them discuss issue. Let them discuss politics. All of you who call yourself Mandingo and you're with Joseph Juma Bwaka government or you're a supporter of Joseph Juma Bwaka government, if you sit there, so partly, and watch the people that you're working with attack, demonize, and disrespect the Mandingo people and the Muslim people, and you call yourself Muslim and Mandingo, you are the most useless Muslim and the most useless Mandingo person. I'm saying it. My name is Sekou Kene. I'm a Mandingo, I'm a Muslim. I don't play religious politics. I don't play tribal politics. But if you sit there and allow these lunatics take our country back to the dark days, you are doing it at your own peril. That's what I got to tell you right now. So don't say, oh, Joseph Bwaka gets from Mandingo people in your government. Joseph Bwaka gets some Muslim people in your government. They got in strategic position. We're talking about presidency, we're talking about speakership, we're talking about other positions that you are talking behind the scene, telling people that Muslim people, a Mandingo person can get this position. We are talking about people who are being appointed by Joseph Bwaka because we want to use them to get the Mandingo people vote. You want to use them to get the Muslim people vote. Now, what they are doing right now, it should be a lesson to all Muslims in Liberia. Whether you are Va, you are Gisi, you are Mende, you are Pele, whatever tribe you belong to. They are telling you the fear is a Muslim can be this, but you can use Muslim to get to power. But they believe Muslim is not qualified to do certain things. Let's not play religious politics. It will only destroy us. It's not going to take us anywhere. That's the bottom line. But if you are Muslim or so-called Muslim, and you call yourself Mandingo or so-called Mandingo, and you're working with this government, and you said that they attack your tribe or your religion, and you said nothing about it, you are the most useless human being in the whole world. Because you know what? Country and politics should not be about religion. It should not be about tribe. It should not be about people who they are. It should not be about people who can speak certain dialects. The same United Party people, when Charlie Brodsky became the vice tenant bureau for Komis, they started, she's not a Basel woman. She can speak Basel. United Party people did that. She can speak Basel. She's not Basel enough. Oh, Komis, he's a Congo man. He can speak global. He can speak his dialect. Joseph Bwaka was in the vanguard of saying that. They can come from America. You can speak the people tribe. You want to be their president. So Joseph Bwaka is a tribalist and a divisionist. Joseph Bwaka went to Ofoya. We have the video. We can play it at any time. He said, I want to thank this church for not allowing Islam to spread in this area. Joseph Bwaka said that. Or simply because Joseph Bwaka one or two Mandingo friends or Muslim friends, definitely so he's now a tribalist or religious, he's not a religious fanatics. He is a tribalist and a religious fanatics. They're using these fools, calling themselves Mandingo and Muslims, just to get Mandingo vote and Muslim vote. It doesn't mean it doesn't hate the people. They are doing it in every actions. Whenever, how many times have you heard Joseph Bwaka government distancing themselves from those tribal slurs and religious attack against the Muslim people. Since when? Since when they have distanced themselves, they say, you know what? Whatever this individual or fool is saying, we don't subscribe to that. We don't support it. That's not what we are for. And we asking all our supporters to stop attacking tribal, people on tribal line or religious line. How many times have you heard Joseph Barker government saying that? Because they endorsed it. They support it, and they are the one that telling the people behind the scene to go and say it. To attack Muslim people, to attack Mandingo people, simply because how much they hate them. You don't want to say it. I've told Steve many times that I'm very uncomfortable to be discussing religion thing on the platform. I don't like it. That's why sometimes when they're talking about tribe or religion, I always log off. I don't want to be a part of that. When you're pushed against the wall, you got to bounce back. These fools, you got to be told the truth. You got to be informed about their hidden secret, what they are doing, what they are discussing in the back. We know it. Every day when you say Labra was founded on Christian principle, we are not offended by that. We don't care. Nobody is forced to be Mandingo. Nobody is forced to be Christian. Nobody is forced to be Muslim. You choose who you want to be. But nobody choose to be the tribe they came from. We are all born and saw ourselves in the tribe that we are. So let's respect each other for who we are. Let's do politics void of tribalism and religious fanaticism. Back to you, Steve and Monk.
Yep.
Monk, go ahead.
Well, I don't even know. I mean, we got to talk about these things. I was doing the last time I was just monitoring situation in Liberia and looking at it, doing assessment of the whole political narrative in Liberia. And it seems like our people, I always say it on the show that our people can pinpoint people who they believe will become successful in helping our country. So they try to eliminate them first in every political circle. That's why we keep resorting to the tribal politics, because the last time I checked, there are vast majority of Liberians that are Muslim. They're not restricted to the Mandingo tribe, and the whole tribal sentiment thing is not restricted to them only. It's all over the country, like I said. But it seems like whether it was the argument between Native and Congo, like the same, when you've been doing something repeatedly, sometimes it becomes natural. We are a product of how they call it. They got a phrase for it. They say we are a product of our environment and things that we do continuously, repetition. This was the same strategy. They were the same playbook from the 70s. And it's been 40 years plus. So it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. But the same narrative that one group of people want to pinpoint and to bring the kind of a wedge and division. And at the end of the day, only the country can become victim. At a certain point in time, even under Madam Salif administration, it was local for the diaspora. How Madam Salif bringing people from overseas, matter of fact, the vast majority of people overseas, they were the one kind of instigating corruption in the government, even though at the time, more than 90% of the entire government workforce were all local. I mean, like I think it was the how do you call it? Anthony Weeks, Anthony Saye at the time. They were talking about people that they mailed June. Oh, man, when she brought people from overseas diaspora, they always try to find a way to separate. So the whole thing about tribal and religious sentiment is not new to me. It's been going on forever. The only difference is it reaching to the tipping point, and that's why we're seeing it and we're talking about it on Sktv, because it's not going to stop anytime soon. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I know, and I'll keep repeating on the show, we are 16 tribes in Liberia, and the Mandingo people are fully integrated in Liberia. They are part and parcel of that society. There is no way we can ostracize or marginalize them. They are part of the society, and that is not going to change. I don't know. I can predict the next outcome of an election. I can't tell what will happen. I know people will still vote on tribal land, but the question is, who become the victim if we keep going this route? And I think that's where you cannot make the case for Liberia making progress, because it just seems to be we just keep rotating like on a hamster wheel. It's not getting better. Steve.
Monk, I know we're turning over to Milburn, so Milburn can take the rest of the show off to get us to the line. I don't want to take too much of the time, but I wanted to make sure that I register this particular conversation. Like I said, I know some people are uncomfortable with it. Some people are. But you will never understand the position other people come from if you have really never experienced marginalization from a religious standpoint or from an ethnic standpoint. If you've always had it, the same way how when you talk about racism and other people try to justify it or try to intellectualize it or make it sound like, nothing happening, no discrimination, nothing. And I can respect those people who are feeling that way. I can respect those people who are feeling that way, but it's okay for people who are the receiving end to voice out the frustration. It is. And for me, I like to have these conversations. Nobody can call me here, can call on me here, say I'm tribalist or I'm a religious bigot or whatever it is. No, because the good thing about it is I have family members and loved ones from both ends of tribes and religion. So that puts me in a better position. Very much so. So I can speak about it very freely without being biased or partial, however you want to term it as. But I think this needs to stop. And we'll have to put our voices on it to stop. We will. I'm not here to talk about the hypocrisy or whatever it is. I don't think in Liberia is hypocrisy. I think it's deliberate. I think it's evil. I think it's very dangerous. It's very bad. It's mean coming from political actors. It's not politics. It has nothing to do with politics. And we need to stand up against it. We need to have the conversation. That's all I really want to. Milburn's up to you so we can get some reactions from each other.
Well, I wanted to ask you what you said, Milburn, just before you take over, right? When I saw that post from George Weah yesterday, right? Something clicked. When you listen to the president unification address, right? When he talked about he reached out to past president and prominent Liberian, right? I was like, this old man, he loves politics than anything. The reason, because George Weah said the call came from an unknown number, right? So it means there is not a constant flow of communication going between the two. Because if you would talk to a president on a continuous basis or former president, I don't think you'll communicate with him using unknown number, because it means that rapport is already there. But it was just for political expediency. And the reason I said the Weah letter was a confirmation of this whole political and tribal sentiment. When you listen to the president address concerning the unification and the integration speech that he made, a late 9-minute recorded video, when it came to prominent Liberian, why you think he only mentioned Cummins and Uri? Because he feed the guy a miracle Liberian background. So he tried to play that game, but like I said, when I read it, we asked stuff, I said, oh, now I got to take. Because that's why you can't tell me say Cummins and Uri are the only prominent Liberian, but why he selected those two? Because he believed people got that idea out there that, you know what, you are tribalist, you got for some reason, you got a deep-seated hatred. I don't know who offended you, because for me, I don't have problem with any Liberian. Whether you're from the diaspora, whether you're a local Liberian, whether you're from the Congo background, I don't care. I believe we are all Liberians. So if the president is going to be pinpointing prominent Liberian with the expectation that, you know what, people got a sentiment out there, because he said it. These are things that he said on live camera. And even his favorite nephew confirmed it, that I will not sit here for Congo men to become president of Liberia. So it's not strange. It's a pattern that keep repeating itself. And the post from Weah yesterday, it was just a confirmation for me. I just want to throw that part in.
And more quickly, I know we're expounding it tomorrow, but just to confirm it, prominent Liberian he restricted to quote unquote a miracle Liberian, like you said, because Chawan Gongo a prominent Liberian. Why he ain't called? Chawan Gongo. He ran the past election. He is a prominent Liberian. But this is how he is. Look, like I said, this is not about, in a politics or whatever. No, for me, it has nothing to do with politics. For me, Jose Yuman Boakai, the Unity Party, they are a disgraceful group of people. They're shameless. They're crooks, liars. They're not serious. They're very deceptive. And they're criminally minded. We see it every day. But tomorrow we'll expand on Swakoko Dennis and other people and other assertions that she's making. We'll talk about that tomorrow in detail. But maybe, sorry for the interruption.
Yes, indeed. So quickly before I go to the line, let me say thanks to all of you, Mr. Connor. I'll sense all of the frustration. I know how everything goes. That's why I'm so quiet. I really wanted to even talk into all of this. But again, how be it? Like I've always said, there's the country that we live in. Must says something, and so I just wanted to respectfully disagree with Steve that because Mr. Benedict was Muslim, that's why he was defeated. And I just like the way Mon put it. I think not because of that. For me, the only issue I have with all of the entire travel thing is going personal, insulting people, going even commenting and even calling people any kind of way you want to describe them. That's the only thing, because here now in Liberia, so many time people will be insulting other tribe like they are not even important, and that's just so bad for us. So I think moving forward, maybe 1 or 2 times in a week, we'll be able to bring this thing up to the mind of our people so that they can know exactly that indeed we are all one. Be whatever, because even the chief imam for the Muslim community is a Kramer. He's a Kramer, but he's not Mandingo, but he's Muslim. So you see how the whole life goes, right? So many people who are also Muslims, they're from different trap. So for me, all these things people doing because of politicians they are using these things to bring serious confusion between our people, and we got to stand up against these things. Because when we don't do this, if we will not do or we will not talk about this thing tomorrow, when things go out of hand, people say, "But you people stay there and you're never talking anything about this thing now, it go out of hand." But I think when it comes to some tolerance, I will tell you that Mr. Bennett is one person who's very strong, and I like all of his lifestyle and everything, because even in Nimba County, where he represented, almost 78 to almost 80% of the cities, or maybe of the people there, they're from different tribes. But again, that's the thing. So Mr. Kane assess all of these things, and we will continue to educate our people,
Yeah.
so that we also can live in a very easy environment. We'll not be living like where we see people, oh, because you're Mandingo, just because you are Muslims and so forth. Sometimes we'll even go beyond this to see as to where these angles are coming from. Then we'll know how to go along. So, yeah.
So, before we go back to the line, let me say this. People try to sugarcoat things, and I call that a hypocrisy at the highest level. When you talk, oh, Jordan B is not a tribalist, they start to come up with lists of Mandingos in his government. Coming up with that alone in itself is a tribalism. People don't know that. How many times have you heard or seen people coming out the list of Kisi people in the Baga government? How many times have you seen a list of number of Gio people in the Baga government or Mano people in the Baga government? How many times? How many times you have seen somebody listing the number of Christians just serving in the Baga government? Just stop this hypocrisy. Tribalism is real, religious intolerance is real, and discrimination is real. When they're ready, or in this person's government, they have some Congo people serving. How many times you've heard other people talking about how many global people serving Jovial government or group people? How many times have you seen somebody listing those people? But to show the difference, to show that certain group of people are first class, other people are second class, that's why you win. I mean, you got to always go ahead, going ahead and start selecting number of people, calling this person, that person, that. Who cares? You have traitors in every group. You have sellouts. You have people who care about themselves, not their religion, not their tribes. So they cannot be used as example to satisfy your tribalism or religious intolerance. I don't want to call a name, but some of the people that you call in their name, they are not the best of the Muslim people or the Mandingo people either. They don't represent anybody. They want to represent themselves and their family. We don't care about who they are because they are afraid, because they want to lose their jobs, because they don't want the money to stop coming to their family. Who cares about them? They're in Jirabaga government, that's fine. But if they are unable to use their leverage to stop tribalism and religious fanaticism against their people, then they are as useless as the war itself. We don't care about them. We're not against them. But everybody, no matter your position or status in society, you should be able to speak truth to power. Tell your friends, tell your colleagues, tell them, say, what you're doing is not good for us. It's not good for the country. But they are not doing that. So they are the #1 problem for the country. So using those people, oh, they're pushing a Mandingo person, they're pushing them. Who care about those people? Any of them that will sit by and not saying anything about these things against their own people, they are the useless Mandingo people. And I hope they are listening. And I know they are listening. Some of their family members are listening. And if they continue to do this, they will be ostracized by their people.
I know it. Thank you, Mr. Kana. So quickly before we go to another second, indeed, I can still recall even when you say people continue to attack people about government of maybe association and so forth. And thank God that they are not really simply said. In fact, he just posted a comment about that indeed during those days, the previous government, that's the same thing. The entire how will you look at 6 counties? 6 counties, and you call entire government or eastern government like, oh, because I'm from Grand Jile, so I shouldn't be given opportunity to work.
That's tribalism. That's why I never mention we are going to say that. I don't do that. If you just
not from Verona County and myself, are we from the same county? No. What they do?
So just go ahead and open the line, man.
00770203125. That's the number for you to call this evening to be part. David King, let me see David King over there, our #1 caller here.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, man, dear, good evening, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Let me say good evening to Mr. Kana and the rest of the team on the panel. Yeah, you see, the issue of tribalism, I think we got more of this during the 90s. And at this time, we do not need tribalism in our country. As a matter of fact, tribalism has destroyed the fabric of our society. We saw our Mandingo's brothers and Crown brothers being killed. All right? From the very tribalism thing here. But what we see in this government, let me say, I have that video in my phone. That video is in my phone. Maybe I will send it on your WhatsApp so you can listen to it. You know, but I was telling him, a modern church, thank you for not allowing Islam to spread in a part of the country. All right? That was in 2017. So if you have a serious tribalist government like this, a tribalist president like Joseph Boakai, do you think the thing about unification in the country will happen? Would that did not win that thing, that speakership election? Because he's a Mandingo man. And because he's a Mandingo man, the people lie on his ability. They try to do things in a way that they feel like the Mandingo man, so he can't have a state in this country. And that is false. Every one of us in the country have right to be anything in this country, whether president, whatever. Mandingo man can become president, they can become.
All right. Thank you so much to this caller. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, please call off your radio.
Yeah, I've got it already.
All right, go ahead.
I'm Reverend Mayo calling from Chicken Soup Factory.
Yeah, go ahead, Reverend. Go ahead. I didn't tell you that you're calling. You're the man of God and your call. Go ahead.
I enjoy more talking. More is an intellectual. Really, I want to see that kind of man. But the way the other men can talk on this radio is not good. He's not calling for peace because me, when I walking, I was into a way. I know our world. And the Mandingo people, the Crown people, you don't know what happened. Some people know, but they don't want to say it. But the way I'm talking, let him name me 3 Muslim countries that have more Muslims and less Christians have become president. Just go Egypt, go Tunisia, go to all Muslim states. Where do they make Christians? Election is a majority vote. We are not talking about town listen. Let's put it one side. Let's put the town listen. I say I hate it. But go to Egypt if you are a Christian, you want to be president, whatever it be. Go to other Muslim states like Tripoli there. You want to be president,
so we are discouraging tribalism. Well, yeah, you can.
No, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is one of them. This guy speaking exactly what we're talking about here.
Even before the election, he knows so that Musa he and I'm a country man who is in bombing. He from Rewa State, but he made himself bombing man. And we know who from Rewa State. He made himself bombing man. What about he said? Let us
All right, thank you, man of God. So that's called a good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, not easy. Where go ahead, my dear?
Good evening to His Excellency President Boaka and your studio panelists, or your panelists, so I'm sorry to say. You see, like somehow I always say, I think Mon is one of the astute intellectual and panelists on the show. You see, Steve and Mr. Kane are not doing well for this country. There are people who follow the radio. They don't follow the radio for insult or to incite in a population. If you don't stand for something, don't stand for it. You want to criticize, you want to be constructive, and you want to be destructive, it's up to you. But some extent, understand that there are people who follow you and want to be a role model of you or follow your footsteps. But what happening on the show, it doesn't sound well for even a Muslim and a Christian that you are discussing. Let me say this to people, right? Joe Boaka as president in the country should keep all ST and Mr. Kane in the country, because if we don't have any critics, constructive credit to the president, he will feel complacent and he will just feel that Samuel Dikegba and others feel everything is okay in the country. However, you guys are discussing trapolation, you guys are elevated comes into the level where it has become destructive. No time and no video, no picture in your possession that show Joe Boaka and Jeremiah Kpakun have pre-travel politics in the country.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Chief. Hello, to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, okay, thank God. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Mamu Sefu. I'm calling you from Browville. Really today, I've been calling, but really today, I want to just say, even our talk show that the people are on there, so Seku is there, Mong is there, and Maybon is there, Steve is there. The seat is already even in that particular place when it comes to religious on there. I'm saying this from experience. You can have the friends, you can be moving up and down in this country. But by the time they get to know that you are either a Muslim or you are a Madingo person, my brother, they will just laugh. When you see their action on your back, it's quite different from what they can really see before you. So the reality that exists is that there's a deep hatred seated against that group of people in this country. And for the fact of the matter that I would just like to say this. These people, they got killed, they were demonized and whatsoever. But guess what happened? After the war subsided, where people were not expecting them, they are all in the sector there. And at the end of the day, there is no tree that does not have a fruit in it that a rock will be chunked to it. You are useless. But for them, and at the end of the day, many people speak against it because they know that there lies some good in this group of people. But they are always, you are saying that particular season.
All right, thank you, Chairman. Thank you. So this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor and your co-host in the diaspora. I'm Peter David Council, I come from another street light in Lower Johnsonville. You know, neighbor, and there's no argument. All those advances that carry us and to the 14 years of civil unrest have been reintroduced by this particular government. Recent kind of and a rampant corruption, social discrimination, and the worst of all, the tribalism. You know, tribalism was one of the fixes and the fundamental foundation of our civil unrest. So, if the Muslim man has the method capacity to govern this particular country, he can come from. And you see, most of the guys that can call they said the pastor, I don't know how they are reading the Bible and the Constitution of Liberia. Liberia is a secular state. Liberia does not belong to a Christian. It does not belong to a Muslim, a pagan, or the animalism. Liberia is a society of everyone. So our major argument here is those people that are stigmatizing the Madingo, they men are Muslim men. That's what we are against. They men are Loma men. That's what we are against. So these people need to guard this particular concept. But these are the things that can create and a tribal uprising and instability. And our children are here going to school. So for one individual, would make the entire society to suffer again.
All right, thank you so much, Uncle Brown Tate. Good evening.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Well,
yes.
We are okay.
Let me thank Mom, Seku, and Steve.
and I've been listening to you guys and the contributors. You know, I can just send it to America, where Ski, Sekou, and Mon located. When it was read for black men to be president in the United States, Obama rise up, and people thought that, in fact, bulk of the even the very blacks went against him. But yeah, he stood the test of time. And when you won that night, I can remember when they were casting the vote, and there were some people, there were some black and white people, they say, well, Obama now win, there will be war in America. If you go to that place, Obama became president. And he became one of the best presidents in the United States. The record now is there. Let's come to Liberia. You know, there was certain time they said, don't pronounce that Mandingo people, they are citizens. But before Doki Dobi, there was history of Liberia. And Mandingo people existed before even they were born. So how can he declare Mandingo people, or citizens? They were citizens. So for us, for me, what I can say to the Mandingo, I don't want to say Muslim, because when you say Muslim, they have the 5 people who are rising up. How about the Pele people who are Muslim? Who are Gola people who are Muslim? Can we deny them also? But that's what Steve said. Yes, it did give them rooted in the tribal politics. But going in the police today, Mandingo people are there. Going in the army, they are there. So we must stop this thing. We shouldn't give people, attention to the fact that we know that they are citizens, but yeah, we say they're not citizens. If we check around all these countries, go to Sierra Leone.
All right.
Most of the wait. Go to Sierra Leone. Most of the countries in the West there, most of the people came from Sierra Leone. Go to Guinea, the city. Go to the South. Most of the citizens came from Africa Coast.
All right, thank you so much, Uncle. To this call, I will cross over for at least 10 minutes to go. Cross over to the team.
Yeah.
Hello.
Just after our caller, then
yes. Yeah, go ahead quickly, Prince.
For each time I hear about this whole travel issue, I feel somehow.
That's for Eastern people suffer good.
We are successful today in what we do because we learn beyond the Mandingo people. It will interest you to know that 2019, when I came in here, John, one Muslim man, one Mandingo man by his name, Lai Ture, doing mineral water business. And he taught me the full technician aspect of mineral water factory, the mechanical aspect, the electrical aspect, and that of the plumbing aspect. I even went as far as serving as a chief technician for real mineral water for York Aqua, the Indian company that was on the Uru, and I served as a managing director for real mineral water that was owned by a Mandingo man, the late of Mr. Kamara, the man I read at Nizo, the man I got in Mosque, and we were all together. There was no travelizing. Where I were, even if I tell you currently, I adopted certain system of the Muslim people. I'm sorry to say on air, I don't use tissue because the time I spent with those people, and I felt it was very essential. But today, I don't want for us to dignify some of those people. Look at how the reckless statement came from someone, the person that highly respect woman who. So for him to make it now, people believe that some group of people, they are against or the Muslim people. No, they are just few people that are still thinking that I can't wait.
All right.
Should we dignify them? No.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Connor, and all of the rest of the team. Back to you people.
Yeah. So quickly, what I'm going to do here. The video that people were denying that Joseph Boakai did not say, I uploaded the video. I'm going to play it's just like a few seconds. It's less than 1 minute. I will play it. Joseph Boakai is saying it in Kisi, and somebody explain it in English to the people in Lofa County, in Foya. I'm going to play it so the people can hear it. Everything going on in Joseph Boakai government, he is the leaders. He's the ringleader of all these tribalists and religious fanatics. He is.
The Guineans, the Flemians, they are all aware of the contribution of this church. Church youth is on the this church was the main cause of Muslim religion not to expand too much here. We are grateful to all of you. Pastor, you are talking about the Guineans, the Flemians, they are all aware of the contribution of this church. Church youth is on the this church was the main cause of Muslim religion not to expand too much here. We are grateful to all of you. Pastor, you are talking about.
All right, so we'll stop it right there. We will bring one caller on from our end here. Then we will go to the panelists. We'll go to Mr. Masara Kepres, and then we will go to other panelists before we go. Abraham, just 1 minute, if I may, maybe 30 seconds. We don't have time.
Thank you very much, man. Listen, man, this topic, like I stated yesterday, let me say thanks to you guys. Yeah, keep repeating it. It's important for it to be amplified. Apparently, this discussion have not been here in this country. That's the reason why such a divisive attitude continue to perpetrate in our country. So, if you recall, even Charles Taylor, that was accused of all of the crimes in our country, during his war days, he saw the need to bring in some Muslims and some Mandingo people so that they could find some kind of reconciliation. When you have a president today, let them name me one instant. Look at the video that you're playing today, the audio that you're playing today. President Barker.
There's a video. It's not audio, it's a video. You may have seen on camera talking.
Second, everybody showed me the history of an 80-year-old man that ever visited a Muslim institution prior to 2023 election. That was the only time that Barker visited a mosque in Liberia.
Anyway.
To tell you that he doesn't have that issue of reconciliation and unity within his system.
Thank you.
Every time people hear this thing, it becomes so irritating.
Yeah.
It busts up with the leadership. Apparently, he has set the tone so the followers will continue to perpetrate this thing. And I'm sorry, let me get close on this. He was right to even attack the very community that is being affected today. The leaders of that community, they are self-centered, personal aggrandizement. That's the reason why in this American circuit, the Jewish community would never allow anybody under this kind of situation. That's the reason why every time you bring it up, they tell you this is anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
I would bring that up because of the reason. But I give second thanks for the time. Man.
Thank you, my brother. We'll have more time tomorrow to talk about this. So, Ambassador Kepres, we don't have time. Maybe 1 minute each so we can call it a day. Go ahead. Ambassador, are you there? Can you hear me?
All right, thank you, SK. So, quickly, the first thing I'd like to say is that, let me firstly say that if there is anybody who is a Christian and who says that leadership is based on religion, or you have to be a Christian before becoming a leader, then that person is not even a Christian. Then it means you don't know your Bible. There is a man of God who called, but I think he doesn't know the Bible, so he spoke like that. Even Jesus himself, when he was on earth, there was nothing called Christian. Christianity came about when Jesus left. And that name was given to Christians by unbelievers because they were acting like Jesus. So the people said, how do people acting like that man? So it's just like when people voting you, that had a new Christianity came. So they were telling the disciples, those who Jesus left behind, but they acting like Jesus, they said the healing people, they praying. And that's exactly how Christianity came about. So that name is not recognized by God. God does not recognize any religion. I'm speaking this, check the Bible, is not there. The same thing with Muslim. God does not recognize Muslim. There is nothing called Muslim or Christian in the Bible. So when it comes to leadership, I don't go down to that. Secondly, when it comes to who have been more harmful to this country, the Christians have been more harmful to Liberia than the Muslims. I can prove it. Do you know that when the slaves came back to this country, the first parliament that they had at the Capitol building, the first name for this country was Christopoli. I read on that thing that shed tears. The name for this country was Christopoli because the document was signed in the church. The same Christians went back to the Capitol building. Read about this thing today, then you understand where Christians have been harmful to this country. They went back to the Capitol building, these are Christians, and they told the legislature that they wanted the name to be changed to Maroon, to James Maroon name. They decided to remove the name of Jesus, of Christ, Christopoli, which stands for Christ, because of what God did for them, bringing them back to Africa. They placed that name on this country. They went back again, asked these people to change the name to a man name. And that was how the name Morovia came about. From that day, the real name of this country lost, Christopoli. We are still here to see the original, and this is where Liberia lost it. This is where God turned his back on Liberia. From that day, where they went back to the Capitol building to change the name of God, for appreciating God, for freeing them from slavery. That was exactly how this thing happened. So Christians have been more harmful to this country. They have made the country return to a secular state. It was Christians. It was not Muslims. So Christians have been more harmful to this country than the Muslims. So we shouldn't talk about what we call religion when we talk about leadership. For me, I don't stand with that. I stand against that. Everybody is equal, and we should all participate in our governance system.
Thank you. Thank you. Quickly, Monk, we are out of time. What say you before we go? Monk, are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. For me, I stay in my position. I keep telling folks, politicians, they don't have spine. They don't have conviction. They take advantage of situation. When someone is a cosmic politician, they look for opening, they look for loophole to exploit. And they think about this whole American, Liberian, local, diaspora, Muslim, Mandingo, everything comes down. Look, it's an endemic in our society. It's part of our fabric. Politicians only maximize it to their potential because they know in politics it's a numbers game. When more people, this thing, it's a deep sentiment within our entire country. The only difference is the politician will find a way to take it to their advantage. Why you think in Nima County for a guy who was given 13 years to manage a district, at the end of the day, the vice president came about ethnic balance, that if you got one man in the Senate, the other one should come, because he knew at the end of the day, even though some people have transcended tribal politics, but he know the vast majority of the voter was going to buy into it. So I don't blame the politician. That's why I say every problem in Liberia is stemming from the Liberian people. The only difference is the politician magnify it so that they can consolidate power. But it's not coming from the politician, because at the end of the day, we are the one that go to the ballot box. We are the one that go to cast the ballot before they can even become politicians. So this whole idea that it coming from the politician, no. The Liberian people themselves, talk to some educated Liberian about the whole Mandingo sentiment. You won't even believe. You look at a man, an indigenous that have come to this country for over 30 years. And he still got Congo and native sentiment, even though he been in this great society for almost 3 decades. So I don't think that the politician will always find a way to their advantage. But at the end of the day, all the vices in Liberia stem from Liberian people. We are just not comfortable saying it, but that's the reality. And it's all over the country. So I think I will close there.
Yeah, let's go to Steve. Steve, what say you, my brother?
Well, I wish Melbourne also I can say.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him again.
No, I think he had to leave for the another program. But let me say this quickly. I will never shy away from the tough conversations. I don't care who wants to feel offended. You won't get fair. That's okay. It's okay. Like I've always said, the more you get fair, it's a sound like you a child of God, because according to Bible, God said can get fair. So it's not a bad thing. It just means that you are demonstrating some of the traits of God. That's how I see it. But to the people who pass around and say, oh, Liberia is a Christian nation. No, that is not true. Liberia is not a Christian nation. No, that is not true. Liberia never founded on Christian principles. No, that is not true. You don't know your history. You don't understand some things. Liberia was founded by free slaves and by a non-profit organization too, the ACS. That's why we got begging mentality. That's why we got slavery. We think we got to oppress other people to feel better. We think we got to suppress other people to feel better. That's it. That is just it, the foundation. So at the end of the day, folks, let me say, Whether Sekou is uncomfortable with the conversation, whether K Prince is uncomfortable with the conversation, me, I will talk it the way I see it. And I worry about you. You can't, you there, you want to your own, can't to your own. And I get problem on you. I don't take it personal. It is what it is. At the end of the day, me, I will not shy away from the conversation. Anytime I see any ounce of that in our body politics or in dealing with other people, especially from a Liberian perspective, I will talk about it. And I will not go behind the wall to talk about it. I will talk about it on the show. Yep, I will. And like I said, the only reason Musa Hassan Belede did not win that election is because he is a Muslim and a Mandingo. Go back it down today. That's it.
So, but while we stay here, a few people want to call in from the diaspora here. You can call us. We will be here for another few minutes while we stay, even though we're not on the radio now.
So we'll get I don't come over, go now, right?
No. You're not going nowhere. You're listening to other people that want to talk.
Oh.
You're not going nowhere. You gotta wait. So I think Mohammed Dollar called earlier. And those who want to call in, so we can hear from you. We'll be here for another 5 or 10 minutes. Steve not going nowhere. You want to attacking, you can call the attacking. So Steve will be here to respond. Let's see. Mohammed and the Dollar. How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, this is Mohammed Enzo Dollar calling from New York currently, resident of Minnesota. I just want to say I want to thank the pastor for your input and my man, my high-profile man, Steve Bullock. Steve, I continue to love you as a brother. You are very honest and objective. I want to thank you. Let's get some historical fact. I heard one pastor that called say that let me some Muslim country where you have Christian as leader. So I'll start by our neighboring country. Mm-hmm. If you look at Guinea got more Muslim than Christian. But the Prime Minister, Diabougui, was a Christian. So you're trying to tell that pastor that just called Diabougui and Loma man serve as Prime Minister of Guinea.
Under Secretary, you got to make that explicit, yeah.
Yeah, Honor President Secretary.
Yes.
And Madigo man as president, and the Prime Minister as a Christian
Loma
and Loma man. Let's look at Africa. Africa got almost 80% as Muslim, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Africa had almost 80% as Muslim. For the first time, for a Muslim to serve as president, it is President Alassane Ouattara. The first president of Africa was Felix Ofoe-Boyen. After Felix Ofoe-Boyen was his son that just passed away. After that, all the other presidents, they were not Muslim. Let's look at Burkina Faso, for instance. You see Thomas Sankara we talk about, the popular Thomas Sankara from 1987. Burkina had almost 95% of Muslims. But Thomas Sankara was not a Muslim. He was a Christian. Right? The foreign president they have now, Ibrahim Traoré, is a Muslim. Let's look at Senegal. Right? Senegal has almost 90% of Muslims. Right? But people go to church, they have mosque, people intertwine, they don't judge people by their religion. The problem we have with this issue is this. And nobody come out and say something about us, it doesn't bother me. But if it's supported by the ruling party, it is supported by people that we look up to, it is supported by people that in authority. Where I was raised, people know that very well. Where I was born in Yekipa, we didn't look at track. Most of my friends were non-Madigo. We did not look at track. I was born and raised in Nima County. And sometimes people come, the last time they see things happening in Liberia, like some of the things Steve just talked about. I call it, Mon talk about earlier today. The vice president came to say, oh, we got a mountain man that is serving as senator, we need a Geo man. So you want to tell me in 1985, when Komo Sako was elected as senator, he was not a Geo, he was not a Mano, he was a Madigo man. When Soko Sako served as representative from Sanikole, he was not a Geo, he was not a Mano, right? one Honorable Abdullahi Kroma said as representative from Capita, he was not a Mano, he was not a Gio. One Honorable Mamadi Kabara said as representative from Ba, he was not a Gio, he was not a Mano. So when we hear people say these things, when Bakaba Kroma said as representative from Tamale, he was not a Gio, he was not a Mano. So sometimes people come there and see the Honorable Vice President of Liberia. Oh, this is the time for this person to say it. A lot of people voted for Kuga. Kuga was raised by a Madingo family, historically. Kuga speak Madingo more than most of our brothers and sisters. But when people come and say those things, and nobody say it, we don't worry about it. But when it is supported by the regime, it is supported by people that are in power, that speaks wrong. We need to stop. It has never helped Liberia. It will never help Liberia. Look at all of our neighboring countries. Look at all of our neighboring countries. They don't look at track. They look at your qualification. They look at who you are. They look at each other that way. So I just want to thank you guys. I know a lot of people will not like what you guys are discussing, but it's helpful. It is good for our society. It is good for Liberia. It will save our country. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. That was great. That was some historical facts, and we appreciate that. Pastor Caprice,
Yeah. So, SK.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can I close now?
Yes, sir. We just close now, then we'll go.
Okay. So, I wanted to say that right now, you look at the social media, everybody is celebrating the Burkina Faso President Ouattara. Why are we celebrating a president now who is a Muslim man, right? Why? If we claim that we are a Christian country, we are people who want to see only Christian lead, and Christians becoming presidents or whatever, then why must we celebrate all the other countries? Everybody is posting Ouattara today, the president of Burkina Faso, and they are happy that he's doing well, and they are not talking about he's a Muslim. They are seeing the development. So I think that the issue of religion is related. We will make sure we take that out of the minds of our people. We will continue to preach this message everywhere in our churches. Let people know that when it comes to leadership, it's about service. It's about the passion for humanity. It's not about your religion. It's not about what kind of tribe you belong to. So I want to say thank you tonight. Thank you for everything, and I appreciate all the call.
Thank you so much. Let's get Ibrahim back. Ibrahim, going to say something real quick. Ibrahim, go ahead quickly.
No, Sekou, every time when the topic comes up, it just kind of brings me up to the point that it needs to be spoken about. What as I was stating right now, those are empirical facts. People need to understand those things. Sekou, the people even forgetting the very country you talk about today, the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf husband. Also from it's a Madinga man. It's only from I don't know whether they are aware of that. So they are saying today that even if any of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's children were capable of being president, they would be deprived of being president because he's from the Madinga father. Those are the history that people refuse to understand, Sekou. And for a so-called pastor, because I will call him that, he's a so-called pastor because apparently he refused to be educated on the historicity of in the surrounding countries. We should talk about countries that are predominantly Christian. Currently speaking, Tanzania president, a Muslim lady for that matter, the first lady president of over there. The people got no problem with allowing a Muslim to be president in that country. And the first Sierra Leone that you talk about, Sierra Leone is predominantly Muslim country. Today, the president Dio is a Christian over there. The people they have no problem with it. But for people to come, they continue to, because, like I stated, if you have a leadership that have no moral compunction, the reality is not even acknowledging the fact that indeed people need to coexist. It's not acknowledging that. People, the partisans and supporter of that particular will follow this kind of behavior. This is nothing for people to take lightly, because this situation, to the point that it even contributed immensely to the war in our country in 1990. You know what I'm saying? So, but my disappointment is the Latino and the Muslim community in Africa that they are standing for just cause. It's all about their own self-centeredness. Look at what transpired in Nima County. And the thing lies it. They didn't stop there. They want to endorse. They say, oh, the thing here, they put apologize, so they just take it. No. Because in political speakers said, they allowed they keep out to apologize. Yes, they said, well, after everything else, where have the national leader come out to speak against tribalism and religious sentimental? When?
Never.
It have not happened, but because they don't need a vote right now. So they ain't going to speak to you. So this is the situation that people discuss the issue and for it to come to some logical conclusion. It will continue like this. People will continue to be marginal, people continue to be disrespected. The so-called gentleman that talk about it was a Muslim who provided his sanctuary. In Morocco, he was there for years. It was a predominantly Muslim country that he was there with his family. And for you to come and talk about this country is not ready for this kind of thing, and people think of it. The question there is that where his support comes from is what we are doing. We're not talking about the individual in particular, but where his support base is. And to come and say, the leadership, the buck stop with the president. The president has sowed the seed of division in our country, and he's saying nothing about it.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to highlight there, but thanks for the time.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. So I want to say thank you to Steve and Mr. K. Priest for actually sticking with us, the pastors, and Steve. So, Steve, you want to close now? You want to take us?
So today, Umba will eat a show. Barcelona won the La Liga trophy today. Apart from the politics, Barcelona playing today. Right now, we're playing. We'll win a La Liga today.
How is that important to me?
No, I just want you to know so today you can celebrate with us and be in solidarity.
So you're gonna buy us meat today?
But I mean, again, my announcement. We not like your team. Like your team. And I'm a team.
I hate to hear about the funny thing.
Relax, I'm a team. So, folks, I will liaise with Sekou. I know he wants to celebrate with me. He won't be in solidarity, but he just know how to say it. But we'll take it like that. But folks, this is in no way, shape, or form, go against any religion or trying to create religious war or problem. We just want to highlight some of these things so that we can have these changes, so that the country can move in an equitable way, so that not necessarily again, my conversation is not restricted to the current Mandingo brothers or mothers or sisters who are in the legislature, who are in government. No. We're having the discussion, currently and for the future, and also for other tribes, because we got to break this yoke. We have to.
Yeah.
And in order for us to break this cycle, the way how it used to be taboo back in the day, people can talk about it once we want to talk about it, so we just leave it. No. The more we talk about it, the more we create awareness, the more we bring it to the public, the more we can discuss it. And it's okay for people to express themselves and express how they feel. It's okay. There is nothing wrong with it. It's part of the healing process. And let's hold our government accountable, especially the leaders, so that they can change these things. So, Mr. Kane, thank you for the show. I will leave it with you because I don't have means to turn it off. I'll leave it with Mr. Kane for him to turn the show off. Folks, your time will be on by the grace of God.
Thank you so much. I think we're done for the day. We will call it a day now. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate your time. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here, the parents of them. The welcome and life without care.